I mean, you saw that chrono.
Wow.
You know, we don't like to lay it out black and white.
Major winner Johan Sundstein, the Danish superstar himself. More titles than BSJ has even touched, and yet, this guy still has
more
the
titles
balls
than I've even dreamed about.
To say that he's playing bad, well, that is an accurate analysis, but I can't really agree or disagree with something like that because that would be flame. We also have a lot of questions for our next break. We'll get into them not momentarily, but after this game.
Yeah.
Exactly. We'll be switching up the cast as well, but we'll probably hang out, me and BSJ, for like 10 minutes. We'll go over some stuff, but in the meantime, we're going to handle this game too.
But same opening clockwork pick.
Yeah, if you want to keep asking questions, starting discussion, creating storylines, remember the hashtag MDL After Dark. Just get it going on Twitter. VGJ with the exact same opener, and Vici Gaming also with the same opener with that clockwork.
And they banned the Slark this time on VGJ's side.
I like that decision. That hero crushed him. But you know what hero they didn't ban that they might need to think about still?
What hero is that?
The Shadow Fiend.
I mean, it's definitely scary, especially with the Bane. Like, the lane dominance you saw, like, the effect it had last game. And nothing like having a lane where the guy just starts off with 70 damage and snowballs the lane. We'll just have to see what they choose to go. I'm wondering what they choose to elect to go against the Beastmaster dual lanes, because they've already banned the Warlock out. I feel like that hero enables it a lot. Maybe they'll go for the... I mean, they have the Bane, but that doesn't help sustain necessarily. That just helps fight back. And so maybe they'll look for that safe lane tri-lane again. Even though he didn't help the Brewmaster last game, I do like the fact that he just pulled all game on the side of Fenrir. Like, he didn't come to... Or not Fenrir, sorry, Lanham.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think he would necessarily do much in that lane, and so his response was, I'm just going to pull all lane. And I agree, if you don't think you can do much and you don't want to go to these other lanes, even if he could have been maybe effective against the DP, that those pulls, like early denying of XP, is so snowbally in this current meta.
Yeah, this has been a discussion in the past, but there were, like, playing at the Boston Major, I used to play this 5-lash and pull all the time, but it was mostly for my own game, right? And you keep up in level with their offlaner, whereas now, that's like a bad support player. All you really want to do is deny creeps.
Yep.
And effectively, just because of the way XP works out, like, when you deny a creep, it's pretty much 100 to 0 change, because you get 25%, the enemy gets 25%. So if you were to cancel that out, it's essentially 0. And then if they were to just get XP because no one gets the last hit, it's 100% XP to your enemy. So denies just are super broken at the moment, and
I'm kind of surprised they haven't changed that yet, personally. I know you've commented on it a lot.
I'm going to keep bringing it up. I actually think that it's just, I don't want to say ruining the game, but I think that it limits a lot of options for heroes and play styles that literally just cannot exist, because if you can't kill creeps in the laning phase, your hero sucks.
I feel like I like every aspect of this meta except for that.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that there's a lot of... There's just too much emphasis on the laning stage in regards to, like... I understand if you lose the laning stage that the game should be hard, but you shouldn't just lose.
Yeah.
You know? Like, that's my opinion. You should be at, like, a 70, 30, 80, 20 deficit rather than this, like, insurmountable, the enemy team's, like, just so scary. A team fight, make one mistake, game over.
So you see all these heroes as well, like the Gyros, the Morphlings, the Slarks. Like, these heroes just get out of control because they come out with this free farm and a massive XP advantage. And you're just like, well, I guess we lost because we just can't deal with this hero anymore.
Yep, the heroes that are either ungankable or unapproachable. Those are the types of carries that we're seeing very prevalent in the meta. Just because these heroes, even like PL is included in that group of heroes, you just like, what do you do until you have like 4 heroes to gank them, and then that becomes really obvious. And these heroes, they just become independent, and just once you pull ahead, there's no coming back unless you gank them. And then kills don't even give you very much, so all you're doing is trying to open up the map for your team, and it takes so many kills to get back in the game. But waiting quite a long time on this pick for VGJ.
Yeah, it's probably just going to be DP again, too. Maybe they go... you can't really pick Gyro into these heroes. It's not realistic.
Clockwork's so annoying to deal with.
Bane, too, just spamming Feeble on him. It's just unplayable.
Dire team pick.
Disruptor.
I like that choice. I think it's a solid hero, and I like that they don't give away another core. I'm pretty sure it'll still be an MSS for Leshrac, but it's still possibly a core, but we'll see. It's just hard when you consider both those heroes, once again, just feed to this Clockwork and lane. And again, the Kunkka from Vici Gaming. And I kind of like it because if you look at those heroes from VGJ, a lot of burst damage, and they all are very susceptible to these X combos. And I think Kunkka just kind of crushes this Beastmaster hero. Part of the
X
reason
is
they're
not
picking
bad
it.
against the glimpse either.
Yeah.
Kind of a minor thing, but
I mean, it's still. I would say it's significant though. To be fair, like
it's kind of like an Omni Repel in that way.
5
Like it just
seconds remaining.
if the hero's close enough to Kunkka, they will. You can X them as they get glimpsed, and then you pull them back out of the glimpse.
Yep.
After it's done, and you know yeah, like you said, the Beastmaster summons and all that, all these units, like Kunkka just kills them in one hit later on in the game. And usually it's such an obnoxious thing to deal with. And the boat buff really nice against these type of AoE damage over time heroes. And even though they have a lot of burst, the Disruptor Ledge, like these heroes rely on the sustained damage, and that just doesn't work out against heroes like Kunkka.
I'm surprised VGJ is ignoring the Nature's Prophet. That was a hero I saw them run quite a bit, and when a team goes Clock Bane and you have a Beastmaster, like I feel like you just pick Prophet and you just go crush that lane.
Yeah, the heroes like that do not deal with the trance very well. But
Dire team pick.
they go Razor. I think this hero is not good, personally.
I don't either.
I feel like he's gotten so many nerfs, and mainly on the items he buys. Like a lot of like he always built those like value 4 stabs, would just go for the S and Y, and they do have a lot of catch to go with the Razor, so that will be made up for in some capacity. Razor just most notably known as a hero that just runs at you but can't actually keep up with you.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know. I feel like Razor's issue is he wants to just walk in, and that's pretty hard this game. And they still have 2 heroes to deny that on the side of Vici Gaming here. A lot of carries in the pool that don't necessarily care about Razor that are left.
Yeah, and my concern as well is that it's still not. And Clock Kunkka make Razor's life miserable until he has that BKB.
So yeah, Razor just wants to run around.
Yeah.
And that completely countered by the X plus the cogs.
Yeah, I think if Vici doesn't want to go SF, then they're looking for a safe laner and an off laner here, I would imagine, because I don't expect them to core this clock based on what they did in the previous game. Doom is also still in the pool and unpicked, unbanned thus far. Very strange to me, because that hero was just getting first overall picked in Thailand. VGJ also using that hero to great success.
Okay, so what's going on here? Safe lane DP, or do you think it's a mid DP off lane clock?
I think it's a safe lane DP. You don't want to put him mid against Razor, I don't believe.
Yeah, I don't feel like Kunkka's a side laner either, so that would make Clockwork the core. And I feel like Clockwork, last game they made it a support because it just has, it can go to any lane like that it chose in the 2 side lanes. In this game, I think it's the same thing. Like, Razor is a vulnerable core to this Clockwork, and I think VGJ is, let's just be confident about my statement here. Last game, if they just picked a hero that didn't care about the ganks, that would have made their game so much easier. And in this game, they're doing the same thing. Razor is a hero that's completely vulnerable to Clockwork in pretty much all stages of the game, and now with all the nerfs to 4 stab, you don't want to buy it, and even if you BKB, the Clockwork can just disengage. I don't know. I don't love the Razor pick, but the one thing I will say is a lot of the heroes that are good against Beastmaster, like the Tides and Abaddons, they are countered by the Razor, so maybe that was the only thing I could think of with why they would go for the Razor 4th pick there. They do have absolute last pick for Rezo. Looks like they're setting up for that. Didn't work out too well last game.
I'm not sure which direction they would go here because they have, once again, more options. Like, you can pick so many things with what they've got set up because they already have, like, the reach, they have strong lanes, they got a Beastmaster. You really just need a hero that provides some sort of damage and team fight advantage. I like the Luna ban.
Radiant team pick.
Lycan.
This is such a free Lycan game.
Yep. It's scary for him. Like I rather for VGJ. I just look at the team fight and the damage output of Vici Gaming. Like, they have so much catch. Their lanes are sick. They can just zerg down towers with great ease.
None of these heroes deal well with Lycan. Like, maybe the Beastmaster Roar if you get the initiation onto him, but just.
But what do you pick?
5 seconds remaining.
I feel like the heroes I look at is stuff like Gyro, but he doesn't feel too good either. PL's banned out. He would have been pretty good here too. I actually don't know this game. Last game I felt pretty confident in my pick, but most of the heroes that look good are countered by the rest of VG Gaming's lineup. So I think they just have to deal with this Lycan though. So they go Troll. That's good. I mean, that's a good pick to deal with Lycan, but it's not necessarily an amazing Troll game by any means. They don't have the best synergy with the ultimate, but at least it's a physical damage dealer with the Beastmaster.
They need BKBs desperately on their cores, or they actually just like can't play the game. It's an offlane Lycan, by the way. I like that.
No, they just swapped a defender. What are they doing? I have to believe they're not leaving. No way it's a support Lycan. I don't believe it. They're going to swap. This isn't a core Bane. I refuse to believe it. I'll believe it once they've walked into lanes and the game started.
I believe it.
I feel like I like VG Gaming's lineup again on this one. I just feel like the Lycan, they have the Troll, who's really good against Lycan at all stages, but the Troll doesn't feel like, he needs a BKB, like you said, and Lycan can definitely out-tempo him in a game like this with the early Helm of the Dominator into the tower pushes, assuming it's a core Lycan, but yeah, they switched it to 11, so off-lane Lycan, mid.
I actually don't mind that here because I think your DP is more the tempo hero. Lycan is literally just HOD Necro, right? That's his timing.
And they can
reach
cog
that
block
from anywhere.
for him.
Yeah, exactly.
So they just secure his lane that way.
I mean, if his laning phase goes fine, I think it's a good choice. But
the thing about Lycan is, we talk about all these matchups with the way these heroes play. If he's allowed to hit creeps, perfect laning stage. If he's not allowed to hit creeps, complete disaster.
Yep.
That's how I look at Lycan, because he just has so much damage, but he has he just needs those timings. All of his timings are so crucial, and as long as the rest of his team has that good start, it's not that important because he can recover with one ult rotation. But at the same time, I don't know. The Razor mid against the Kunkka, I'm not familiar with that matchup. I have to assume Razor is favored against any melee hero. It looks like VGJ is attempting to swap their lanes as well. What matchup do you want here on VGJ?
I think you want Razor against any hero in the bottom lane. I like that the Troll's going mid. And I think you just want to make sure Beastmaster... I mean, you just want Beast with Lesh. So you're just going off lane with these heroes, I think, no matter what.
It looks like Troll's going bottom and Razor's going mid here.
The battle
so
begins.
Maybe they saw the Kunkka or they saw the Lycan. What'd they have?
To the impurities.
Yeah, it looks like they saw the Lycan bottom.
The wages of fear.
Very odd lane setups from both teams, but they kind of make sense, like you said, the way both teams are looking to get the game plan rolling. Bane, one of the best heroes for securing this offlane farm for a hero like Lycan too. He just distracts the enemy supports.
It'll be interesting how the laning phase goes. I think Razor beats Kunkka, but I don't know if it's absolutely unwinnable for Kunkka by any means.
I feel like it would be pretty tough for any melee hero, but as long as they look to gank for him before it's too late in terms of the level advantage for Razor, I think they'll be okay. But any hero that loses 35 damage in the laning stage, even with the Tidebringer damage, just doesn't feel good.
Yep.
Bottom lane, SVG is actually going down with first blood. Overstayed his
happen?
welcome. He just overstayed his welcome, took 2 right clicks from Lycan under the creep wave.
I was not looking at that. Second consecutive game missing first blood, guys.
Hey, man. Only way to go up again.
Mm-hmm.
Setting the bar low.
Denied.
A playoff day, I got this. You see, instead of an Uv this game, MSS buying the Blightstone because he's playing against the clock. So he takes him to negative armor.
Yeah, these little item builds, very interesting to see. It's understanding exact hero matchups, the strengths and the weaknesses of every single hero in the game. And Lycan, despite being in the offlane, is the exact kind of game he wants to be in.
Yep, for sure.
With that kill first.
Meantime, though, Yawari is doing quite well in the mid lane. 10-5 versus 2-1. I did not expect this matchup to go this in favor of Razor.
I'm surprised that Vici is content with this matchup. DP doesn't win, but I feel like she doesn't lose this pick. Top lane. Clockwork is going to escape with the cog push, but he will get that extra 20 gold on MSS from that cogs. And I mean, they can be aggressive. MSS, that move speed in this lane is super valuable. 334 already at 2 minutes into the game, so all they have is the slow into cogs on the side of Vici, so he pretty much has free reign here to just right-click, and that adds even more to the Blightstone, on top of the fact that the axes from Beastmaster are physical. Mid lane, just get static link off. Using X to cancel, that's interesting.
Still 35 damage drained, though. I mean,
yeah,
it's
very.
so,
It's too much.
so significant.
Very passive laning stage for
Yep.
both teams. But
Oh
Lesh,
my goodness
as
gracious.
I say that, as I say he's invincible, as I say it's a passive laning stage, just goes down. Somehow got looped around on Clockwork. Doesn't even have boots yet. Manages to go down there. I guess just playing a bit out of position on VGJ. The death on Disruptor, I know you missed it. It was just very random. Like he just died to right clicks. Nothing fancy coming out.
Well, I missed it on purpose because, you know, I didn't want to. He just wanted minor. You know, I don't want to draw too much attention to his miscues. Everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. Good guy, Kyle.
They are still dominating this laning phase, though, mostly because Yawar is just bodying the mid lane.
Yeah, more than doubling up his CS. And matchups like this against Razor, they don't get any better. Like, this lane ain't going to get any better for Coco.
In fact, it might just get worse.
Oh, that's what I mean. Yeah, it gets worse and worse when you're playing against the top lane. Just what a chaotic lane for such an odd combo between the DP and the clock. Misses the Leshrac stun.
And the axes missed too, didn't they?
Yeah, I think he only clipped him with one. Actually, no, you're right. He did miss both. And so the DP narrowly walks away there. Has the Ring of Aquila build, but oh my god, almost goes down to the spam nukes. Utilizes both, or all 10 of his stick charges. Has no salve or anything like that, so he probably has to go back to base. Shrines aren't available for another minute. And he's electing to stay by for XP. This is the kind of lane Beastmaster wants to be in. As long as he doesn't go down here, Lanham. Okay, the Lightning Storm is enough to separate him for the Cog Battery Assault. And barely gets away, but Lanham just bullying the two heroes by himself. Still no regen on the DP, though.
I mean, at the same time, like, I don't know. You're okay with that just because you're applying so much pressure. And
yeah.
DP just hates sitting here, this low health. Clockwork is playing this lane, I think, mostly just because, once again, it's the only place he really can land kills. If he goes mid, it's not really threatening until higher levels. And I just like that he's kind of just crushing Snake King's Beastmaster. Like, you just can't play the hero the same way if you're forced by Clockwork to just continuously go for kills. Like, Beast Lash just feed to Clock if he catches
Absolutely,
them.
yeah. And the thing is, though, like, look at the CS for the both teams. The top, like, 3 of the 4 CS does go to the side of VGJ, but overall, VG Gaming is ahead. Lycan, surprisingly enough, being in the off lane, is actually having the best start out of all the cores on the side of VG. And I think it's super important. Lycan's one of those heroes that I think it's day and night difference that he has a good start. Like, certain carries, they can recover a little bit. I feel like Lycan, if you're having a good start like this is exactly the recipe he needs for success, especially against this troll who needs that BKB in order to fight back. And if you get that early kill in the tower on Lycan, it just opens up the map so much.
Yeah, he's not even the carry either. He's the offlaner.
Exactly.
No big deal.
Space Creator. Clockwork doing the pull tactics again top. Just, I'm not a huge, what do you think of DP safe lane? I'm not a huge fan of it, but like against these high pressure lanes, because she just struggles. Like, but at the same time, the Clockwork is having a lot of impact here.
Yeah, but at the same time, like looking at it, it's like actually just not super significant just because the Beastmaster is still CSing so well. Like DP's actually way further behind than I realized.
I want to point out that Razor's level 7 to the barely level 5 of Kunga.
Yeah.
We know that matchup's going poorly, but this is a whole 2.5 levels ahead at this point in the game. And he might just kill him here. He already TP'd back to base. He is taking a bit of tower, de-aggroes it, has the vision from his static link. He just dies.
Holy crap.
Dire's middle tower
220 damage.
Black
And he's out.
Nice TP. He saw him on the ward though. He knew he was coming. It's the right move regardless.
Top
however.
lane now. Paparazzi getting aggro on, but he Beastmaster to the treads. The lane dominating build. I really like this a lot.
Wow. Assist down.
Oh! Axes, the amp damage stacks up on those. Really hurts after a couple stacks. I think he had 4 from the 2 previous axes. He might even bring Fenrir down here. So much damage. How's axes getting 3 seconds?
Bottom lane Rezo chasing onto 11. MSS showing up as well. This is most likely a dead Lycan. 3 points Wolves. He does have the Helm of the Dominator on the skeleton. I'd like to see him just grab a wolf and start farming though.
What level is he?
Ursa's strong
Yeah, he needs
too.
level 6 before he looks to rotate with that.
Yeah.
Not often do you get the Helm Dom before you're level 6.
Yeah, it's once again like the same story where the VGJ.Storm supports are just both a little behind, no real ability to make plays either, but the cores are all doing quite well. Mostly just due to the great laning phase they've all had.
I wonder if VG. I don't think VG understood how unfavorable this mid lane matchup is, because he's getting absolutely buried. They are going on the Beastmaster top, bring him down, and that's an important kill. Relieve the pressure on the DP, because you can't have 2 lanes with this much pressure. They are setting up the kill on the Leshrac as well. DP ulti deployed. The tower is available to be pushed. Has the Ring of Aquila to help push the issue with that, and Beastmaster can't come back here, I don't think, for the time being while this DP ult is up.
Nope.
Very important opening of space on the map for Vici. Now that Lycan has 6, he can definitely look to rotate somewhere, possibly even just gank Rezo, but the axes makes it very difficult.
Radiant's top
Mid
tower
lane,
is under attack.
just Xing himself in order to get the CS, but Razor's ready. He actually just gets glimpsed, and I think he's gonna die here. Yeah.
Wow. My camera just drifted all the way off to the left, sorry. For the T-Tours, guys.
Literally nobody saw it.
Yeah, exactly.
Roar on the top lane. Clockwork tanks the gank on the Razor that already has the soak damage from the mid lane, and now he turns that into 3 kills for the side of VGJ. You are doing some serious work with the lead that he has accrued in the mid lane.
And this is the strength. The VGJ draft is real scary if they get ahead, because they hit BKB timings and all of a sudden they just walk through Vici's lineup.
I feel like Razor fell off for a while because this is the kind of game that Razor flourishes in, and people stopped giving him these type of games.
He's just we were just talking, oh my gosh, I keep missing kills, but he just utterly dominated Ori mid lane, right?
Yeah.
Like, this Kunkka's just now hit 6. It's 9 minutes 30 into the game. Top lane, they land the stun, it could be trouble.
No Roar for 30 seconds. But MSS is 6, but he doesn't have his ult skilled yet because he does not have the mana to sustain this, but he does end up skilling it, and Fenrir is just going to go down. Meanwhile, mid lane,
is under attack.
looking to wrap around was Lanham, but did not find it. The Disruptor Glimpse actually just pulls him back into tower. The Static Link makes it so the ult only hits the Clockwork. And the disengage is done by the X into Torrent on the Razor. He's going for the aggressive build, phase drums early on. Definitely, in my opinion, the correct build with a hero like Troll. Troll's a hero that just, he wants to play like anti-mage for a bit if he can. He just doesn't want to participate. He farms very fast with the Fervor as well as the low base attack time, and he's going for the Battle Fury build, so he's looking to scale as well, looking at farm steroid. And Lycan, I'll tell you, that is not a good matchup as the game goes on. Absolutely ignore the summons with a Whirling Axe. Mischance, no item that Lycan can build to deal with that.
Yep.
And if you get one bash, like, it just gets shredded.
That's like the big key, I think, in this meta right now is different. Oh, ult onto the Death Prophet from the Disruptor. He is most likely dead. Had a full stick, but he's just not going to be able to do anything about that. But yeah, it's just having the trump card, right? Like, it's the same as they say on disc against the Orchid item. Whenever you're a hero that just, you know, if it doesn't feed, just crushes. Yep, up top, he's dead. VGJ off to a great start. And to your point regarding this whole Razor, I mean, he's hooked right now. He's going to get a drain off on the clock, though. If Kunkka lands his combo, he could be in trouble. He's going to juke this Torrent. Shrine is not active, but here comes Rezo. He's going to ult. Oh my gosh, this Kunkka's actually in so much trouble now. He's taking hits from Razor. A billion damage. Razor going to live. There's the glimpse. That's a dead Kunkka. And now Lycan running in as well. He'll probably be able to take out the Razor. We shall see. I should have ran back to his Troll. He would have mischance.
700 gold coming out for the Lycan. Huge rotation. Even if we can get the Disruptor here, DP's here as well. Has ultimate, but has not decided to use it. That's so much influx of gold for the Lycan.
Is under attack.
But at the same time, still 2,000 gold lead for VGJ. Up top, though, they do catch Beastmaster. There's a Clockwork here. He'll probably end up taking him out. They just overstay their welcome a little bit. I think part of that is also the warding. They did not place a ward while they've been up here. Actually, no wards on the map for Radiant right now, whereas there's 2 for Dire.
Quite surprising with the lead that they have.
One of my favorites.
The ward that Vici has in the top lane?
Yeah, this one's super good.
Really hard to de-ward it, too.
Yep, you can place it even lower, like right here is fine. Later on, as people have figured out this ward, you can also start placing it here. But, I don't know. It's up to you. Most people want to see Shrine, so I like this one a lot, and then you can also place it like over here.
I just like it because you're scared of the rotations for the Beastmaster top, so you can keep track of any rotations coming top. And usually the Troll's like the farm around here too. Obviously he's still bottom for now because he has a good matchup against the Lycan. They're looking to glimpse him, have the Disruptor ulti as well, and he's just gonna go down, I think. Yes. Tries to get the Centaur Stomp, feeds the extra 200 gold to the Beastmaster. Helm Dom creeps are no joke now. That's a lot of gold.
Oh yeah.
And I mean 200 gold, that's like a whole creep wave in terms of gold intake. And he working on the Necro Book on the side of Snake King. They take towers real fast. And they're also pressuring mid on the side of VG with the DP ult. Clockwork Hook initiation on the bottom lane, followed up by the Kuka Torrent into the boat. Not enough damage to bring down even the support, but he does get the Brain Sap off. Full duration Fiend's Grip. Actually, he gets glimpsed almost immediately. Snake King has not roared just yet. They do end up getting the tower, but Snake King goes down. And overall, completely necessary rotation for Vici there.
I think it was the right decision as well. You want to make sure that you don't give away any more free towers.
And they forced a reaction mid with the DP, and then he comes bottom with his ult.
Yep.
And they need a tower, period. They have a DP Lycan lineup, and they do not have a single tier 1 14 minutes into the game.
Yeah, go figure. I am still unsure about how that's... I mean, they've whittled them all down considerably, but they definitely need towers if they're going to just get into this game. Right now, it feels like they're on the back foot, and it just seems way easier for VGJ to make moves around the map.
This troll is so far to you. 500 gold off of Battle Fury already.
And I like that that's the option he chose to go. I don't want him going for some silly mask Shadow Blade or something weird that we've seen before. Smoke coming in. They're going to be able to get a glimpse. They get it off on the Lycan. He's going to ult, but he's in trouble. He just takes a roar. Yeah, he's dead. Nice Centaur stun onto the Beastmaster. It'll be difficult to check trees now, but
has glimpse in 4 seconds. He's not getting away from this. Fenrir is going to pay for it with his life as well. No running from a Disruptor. Troll actually went down top, by the way, while this is going on to the Clockwork plus the Kunkka.
Alright, interesting.
I discharge.
They're looking to force a fight bottom 2v4. They know they have no ultimates other than actually they still have Disruptor ultimate. Has a glimpse as well. Has the ward vision. Sees the Kunkka. Doesn't. That's an innate glimpse right there for sure.
Yeah, it could have been worse. I think he probably could have held it a little bit. Gives away the ward to an extent as well. They should probably find at least the one, most likely the two. I know they placed this Radiant ward at the top of this hill before, afterwards rather, so that's going to get deorded. I would have liked to see them just chill a bit, maybe regroup. You know DPL was going to be on cooldown for a second, and you just kind of give away the sentry, right? Otherwise, if you just hang out, push the lane, instead they ran back into their own jungle. They could have just sat enemy jungle, got a kill, pushed lane, cut lane, and then maybe even killed the Bane on that ward.
Yeah, surrendering control of ward spots like that, it just pretty much gives up going for this objective in the bottom lane, and also lets VG just group up and march down the lane like they are. Ward vision always plays a huge deal in who controls which side of the map. Troll still working on that Battle Fury, has the BKB queued up right after. We'll have it done pretty much right now. And Troll is a hero that, with just a little bit of space, I mean, you can get that BKB in about 5-6 minutes with that Battle Fury.
Yeah, let's lock the camera on resolution. Play some farming simulator 2012.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Clockwork does TP top. Looking up, they are smoked on the side of VGJ. They find him with the Disruptor Q, locking him in with the kinetic field. They do have the glimpse available, but they're holding on to it for any possible follow kills, but nobody on their side of VG is responding. Troll just walks into it. He's like, the Battle Fury is not actually done. He hasn't had it delivered to him. That does a lot of damage. The bonus damage does work on Roche. But they have the Beastmaster Aura, Troll ulti, all of them are hitting it. There's a free Roche, and that's going to secure the next item for Troll Warlord. Most likely.
Glimpse on bottom, Old 11 in trouble. SVG has ultimate, chooses not to use it. Now there's going to be a Lycan ultimate. He has no glimpse for quite some time. Ult's in front of him, but he's just dead now. There's the roar. Fenrir in a lot of trouble. He's actually going to go down. 11, does he get bashed? Doesn't matter, he goes down. SVG, so close.
That was a 6
11
HP.
HP.
TP'd before the Roche was even done. Catches the Lycan with the glimpse. And at the end of the day, Lycan's only good against these type of lineups if he's the one running at you, not if they're pulling you back. And that's happened numerous times now. Old 11 getting caught out. And pretty much just starting every fight getting glimpsed into a kinetic field. And that controls you and your units for long enough to set up the Beastmaster Roar. And Even though he roared a creep, you know, tactical, make sure you get that extra gold when you get the kill.
Yeah, this Kunkka. This Kunkka core is what I somewhat expected in that previous game, where you just don't crush your lane and all of a sudden you feel really, really underwhelming.
I'm really surprised they just threw it against the Razor. I don't think any melee hero in the game does okay against Razor. I feel like every matchup looks pretty much like that. And they had the DP to match up against it. Even if DP doesn't go well, the other two cores just get absolutely obliterated.
Visibility.
Does have the Invis rune on the Beastmaster, Medallion and Necrobook 1. He is searching. Sentry Ward might see him.
Yeah, but you can see VGJ just massive wave through advantage, lots more reach. So easy for them to play this game. They just have to not make mistakes, continue to control the map.
I like this 4-stab on Yawar. He knows he has to take the aggressive farm on the map because he has a Troll Warlord with a Battle Fury, and so he just makes himself that much more survivable. Honestly, how do they kill him other than X marks the spot on the Razor? Beastmaster is scouting bottom invis, but Lycan positioning himself accordingly. Rezo about a Mithril Hammer off of his BKB.
Radiant are scanning.
And this is a farming Aegis, right? You're just doing this to secure your next set of items.
Indeed. I mean, there's nothing much you can do to end the game. I think if you have a BKB on Troll, maybe you can make something happen, but without BKB, there's just no reason to force anything.
And he farms so much faster than anyone on the side of Vici
Yeah.
as well.
I've seen a lot of these games with Troll. Like, this is the one final tribe won over VGJ.Storm. Oh, hook in the jungle. They're going to find Beastmaster. He's probably going to die. They roar onto the clock. No ultimate from the Kunkka, but the roar is plenty. They clean up.
But meanwhile, they are the ones getting pressured on their lanes, mid as well as top. But it looks like they'll be able to secure this tier 2 bottom.
Dire's top tower
VGJ
is
looking to
under
get some
attack.
trades. They're actually going to get a tier 2 of their own. Hurricane Pike complete on Yawar.
Radiant's bottom
Leshrac
tower is under
pressuring
attack.
the mid lane. And that's just a signal of being
Dire's
behind,
top
right? You get a
tower
kill,
is
and the other
falling.
team's the one putting more
Radiant's
pressure on your
bottom
towers.
tower
Kunkka
has
X marks the
fallen.
spot, does TP in, gets the boat and torrent combo. Might get a solo kill on Lesh, and he does.
Oh, I missed the combo.
I announced it, so
No worries.
everyone in spirit
Well played.
imagined it.
You know, what I've
Dire's
always thought,
top tower
BSJ, is
is
that
under
you've got a
attack.
face for radio and a voice for TV.
So the whole package.
Yes.
I feel like, you know, that's a little backwards. I think you might have misspoke there.
No, definitely that was how it was intended.
Okay.
Specifically the face for radio part.
Thank you.
Dire are
No
scanning.
problem, buddy.
My mom tells me I'm beautiful.
Well, hey.
I'm special. I'm a snowflake.
She says the same about me, though.
Oh
so
my god, the
I don't know.
petunias. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. I just caught myself. I was like drowsing off for the last 5 minutes, but I'm back.
You're back.
I'm back. I'm ready. I gotta
Energy
just
drink.
like
Need another
move.
one.
Yeah.
Refill.
Second monster down, ready to go, ready to rock. Heart palpitations be damned. Mid lane, you got this Battle Fury Troll. BKB is, I believe, on the way, unless he just, yeah, BKB should be on the way.
And Aegis will expire in like 30 seconds, so they don't feel forced to necessarily get anything done, but they do have the BKB, so they are strong enough to fight if they so choose. Lycan definitely hurting. He does have the Necrobook 3 done, but like we said, the Whirling Axes just really negates a lot of that impact. Not only can you not kill the Troll, but if Troll sees you going on one of his supports, he can just run at you and Whirling Axe you. So it makes it very difficult to go on anybody as Lycan.
Indeed. That's why Troll's just like a straight up 1-to-1 counter of Lycan, 100%. Would have been a difficult game had his lane again gone slightly poorer, but once he has such a free start like that, it's just so easy to run over the game. And it feels like 2 games in a row, right, where just the laning phase seemed to dictate the rest of the Dota.
And the Razor pick being surprisingly effective against, like, being a 4th pick with 2 response picks to finish it off. And I was surprised, like, Vici letting this happen, but Yawar did also make a lot of space for the Troll with this advantage that he gained. He's working on BKB of his own, and once they have that, I don't know how Vici takes fights. Like, what do you think is their way back in the game? Do they just have to get the jump with the Clockwork and the Bane? But they have the Disruptor cancel, and
I mean, it's just taking a great fight. They need it to be long. They need to kite out spells if possible. Let the Lycan absorb some stuff. Make sure Kunkka Boat lands on a couple and everybody gets hit by the rum. It's going to be hard, that's for sure. Specifically because they utilize BKBs much better than Vici does. Or VGJ utilizes BKBs better than Vici.
Yeah, VGJ's lineup can actually just shred you if you're BKB'd. Razor, Troll, and Beastmaster really don't care all that much about BKBs.
I mean, look at the vision game as well. I love this ward placed by VGJ.Storm. You don't see this very often, but I'm a big fan. It almost never gets sentried. They have another directly on top of the shrine. Slightly defensive dire wards. Razor closing into the BKB, 900 gold. There's a wolf spawn as well. I think that's just a Beastmaster though, and it is. But you can see, like, this is how you want to play from ahead. Look at where Vici is positioned. They're all in the base. They're just slowly losing gold advantage. In the meantime, VGJ just shoving out lanes.
I feel like if NA Dota teams get this type of game, this is actually one of the few things I think we really do well, is like accelerate the farm advantage in these type of games.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, but they're doing it in the right way though. Like, they cleared out enemy jungle first, then they went to the side lanes. So they kind of sniffed the smoke out, as you can see. Lycan actually pops it on the tower. He's like, wait, that tier 1's still alive? How'd that happen?
Wait, we have Lycan DP.
Radiant's middle
What's
tower
this still
is
doing
under
here?
attack.
23 minutes into the game, but they
Radiant
will
structures
look like
are
they bring it down. But
fortified.
meanwhile, you know, Lesh is just pressuring bottom as a support, and that's the benefit of him
Dire's
as a
bottom
support
tower
hero.
is under attack.
Force reactions or just take the
Radiant's
tower
middle
himself.
is under attack. Radiant's middle
But
tower
he's actually
has
playing
fallen.
it safe. VG. I mean, they want to fight, but I mean, like, I feel like they have to fight with the Lycan
Dire's
DP
bottom
lineup at the
tower
same
is
time.
under attack.
I don't think they win fights.
Yep, there's the reach. They get the Death Prophet. Lycan's going to ulti.
the
Oh,
X
the
marks
X
the
back.
spot.
Nice job. Lycan is ulting in from the side, though. Necro 3 up. Sleep onto the Troll. He's going to get gripped as well. BKB up on him, but no Aegis at the moment. Lycan CC'd by the Leshrac and Disruptor. He's in trouble, but look at the Troll ultimate. The full drain from Razor. The physical damage output is just absolutely unbelievable. Lycan in a lot of trouble. He's going to get roid. Sleep onto the Razor, though, but he's on top of Paparazzi. Paparazzi is forced to Yules himself. Ori in a lot of trouble as well. DP still alive, but just barely. Oh my god, and Snakey does get the last hit off. Troll still nowhere to be seen. He's too low to really re-engage. 2 for 2 thus far, but there's the glimpse. The X-Back, though. He'll be fine. Well played by both sides to limit some of the damage there. But again, the Troll surviving, and you can just see the amount of damage that Rez was able to output. He wasn't even in the fight for more than maybe the first 5 seconds or so of it, and it was a little split. Both supports trying to go for the Lycan, who inevitably just ran away to the left, and the Razor trying to, I believe that was Aurora on the Kunkka, but somehow he survives as well.
Lycan did a good job of isolating the Troll, though. Even though the Troll didn't go down, it made it so that he couldn't output as much damage as he wanted. They get the ult onto SVG. Cogs gets out of it. X into Torrent to finish him off. And, I mean, any kill matters in a game like this, especially a hero like Disruptor, who does offer a lot of the kill threat coming out from VGJ.Storm. Lycan electing, hasn't revealed what item he's going to go next. Kind of curious if he goes for like a BKB or like the AC to deal with the physical damage coming out from VGJ. Like, most people always take the damage talent, so Lycan still only has 5 armor at 26 minutes into the game.
Yep. You see that the DP actually rushing an Aeon Disc as well, Yule's Aeon Disc, so I don't mind that when you're playing against these hard initiators like Disruptor and Beastmaster. You can effectively just like live through one ultimate, and then you still have a Yule's after the cleanse if you need it. Crimson Guard going to be finished soon on the Clockwork. Bane, no gold for really anything, and then the Rush Daedalus on the Kunkka. Lycan going for AC, but there's never really going to be a BKB timing on Vici Gaming where they actually get a significant advantage.
Beastmaster Invis again, looking for that roar. Link onto Lanham, looking for the hook out, but he's blocked. Misses, swing and a miss. And Disruptor looking for more. Lycan is just straight TPing out.
Ooh.
Almost got the glimpse, that was close.
Very close.
My butt was clenched.
Roche is up, however, 31 seconds on clock. As we've seen in the past, Lanham clock is quite threatening when you're trying to do your Roshan. I like that they also have this nice ward they just placed. It'll see the shrine, so they will catch the TPs.
Troll does have level 20. Big damage talent coming out from him. He is going for the Lincolns after the Yasha, so he's got a bunch of luxury items coming in. And they absolutely shred this Roche. Is Vici going to be prepared to deal with it? They don't have Clockwork for 10 seconds, though. Lycan just going to run in.
Oh no, the bash onto the Razor. He's in a lot of trouble now. The BKBs glimpse away on the Lycan as well.
Not another Roche fight throw from VGJ. They're just going to run in with the Lycan. DP has ultimate. Could just use it if he so chooses.
I think he's got to.
He's Not committing it. They have the X marks the spot on the Troll. Still has the BKB. Misses the combo. Hook onto the Beastmaster. Troll goes in. BKB bashes up the Lycan. He goes down, or it looks like he's going down, but the full duration feeds grip onto the Troll. Still hasn't brought him down. The Beastmaster goes down in the backside, and Troll half health. BKB is gone.
Oh, big torrent.
The Hurricane Pike forces the Kunkka onto the high ground. Troll narrowly escaping, and a medallion on the buyback Beastmaster from the Helm Dom Aura creep as well for the region, and somehow Troll lives through this fight. The DP ult is about to expire. Clockwork with the cogs to block him up, but he's also blocked in by the kinetic field, and he is just dead. And Troll lived, so
how
he's
did that
in base.
fight go that well for VGJ? That looked like it was just out of control for a second, but it was buybacks on the Disruptor and the Beastmaster.
I mean, this Roche is worth it, right?
Oh, for sure.
The only way they lose the game is giving up this Roche, I think. And Lycan committed his ult early to stall the Roche because Clockwork was still dead, but then Lycan just had to ulti and he just died. So completely removed himself from the fight in order to do that. I think it was necessary, but unfortunate. Has the Lincolns on Troll now coming up, so once he gets BKB, there's no stopping him. Last fight we saw him get Fiend's Grip when he ran in, but that's just not going to happen again. I like the atomization from Rezo for that reason. Fights are just so easy to play now.
Yeah, the only thing I might have liked is like some sort of Blink or Shadow Blade at him.
To
just
get
so
in the
you
fight
get on top.
first?
Yeah. Because especially when you're playing with Disruptor, Beast, Lesh, like you have so many setup stuns right now. Like I want him to be able to just get on top of them, pop ult, and just kill a target. But he seems like to be suffering a bit from lack of mobility in the middle of these team fights. Can't just jump on top of a target right now. He runs in, ends up catching some AoE, and then he's like running out again.
Leshrac himself is also has an Eon Disc queued up, so that's an interesting purchase on a hero that, I mean, as a support, doesn't really have many other issues other than just getting bursted down.
I don't mind it though, to be honest, because you don't really need to do too much damage to make it worth on a Lesh. Like it removes you from from being a target, and you'll be able to stay alive to like do damage as the team fight continues. Mid lane, X on the Kunkka, and everybody's fine. Razor's also going for
his health with that one Tidebringer though. So if he can get a big crit, Daedalus crit later on in the game, still hasn't completed yet, 700 gold off, but that can change the fight.
Bottom tower has fallen.
Especially if he clips like one of the supports with it. Lycan just split pushing top with his summons, did deploy the Necro Book as well.
Radiant's top tower
What do you think of this off-lane Lycan after watching this game?
It's weird. I feel like Lycan DP, the weakness of the two heroes is being able to force fights. And yeah, they have like catch on the other three heroes, but it's really not that significant. The Hurricane Pike alone makes Razor incredibly survivable in the split pushing game, and the Troll was able to farm up, and now that he has these items like the Lincolns and the BKB, I'm not a huge fan when Lycan DP when they don't have like a hard ganking offlaner. That's my opinion, or at least some like team fight frontliner, because the Lycan's been gone on every single fight by the Glimpse or even just the Beastmaster Roar, and Lycan does not flourish when he has to be the one that goes in first. He wants the fight to start and then flow in behind on the supports and bring them out of the fight.
Yep.
But every fight's been him being dragged back in, which makes it super awkward to play that hero.
Yeah, I would agree. And yeah, it's also just, you look at the advantages, 12,000 gold now from VGJ. They still have Aegis for another 2 minutes, so I expect them to make a move pretty soon, but they've just been able to control the map so well.
And
No
Lycan's
real need
just
to force
sitting on
high
like
ground just yet.
3,800 gold extra worth. He has a plate mail now, but his net worth is 12,000, and it feels like it's 8. You know, it doesn't feel like he's powerful with that 12,000. Troll looking to siege high ground with that Aegis. Stalling it up is VG with the cogs, but Troll doesn't care. He'll just walk right back in.
Oh wow, Roar onto the clock. He's going to go down almost immediately. That's a Crimson Guard at the sleep as well. Holy crap, what a crit. Troll goes down to 200 HP. His Aegis is going to fall immediately. The Eon Disc already popped on the Leshrac. DPL coming off as well. SVG dies in the crit. Now the Beastmaster's in a ton of trouble. He gets purged. Razor's low as well. Troll's BKB, but he's not really doing much at all. Bashes the Lycan. Aeon Disc now on the Death Prophet. He's actually going to kill the Lycan in a bash. Troll pops ulti, but he's going to die to the DP. And another crit. Oh my goodness gracious, Ori.
And the X onto MSS catches him out. Will let Razor live as the sole survivor for VGJ. What did I say, man? That one Daedalus crit changed the entire fight. Troll lost like his first life.
with one hit. All those summons from Beastmaster give him some easy targets. He has all the creeps, the summons, like, it only counts the armor of the target you hit. So with all these summons available, it doesn't matter how much armor this troll has. He has 26, but he might as well have 0 or 2.
And then, of course, the splash is pure damage, too. That was nuts. He hit, I think, 4 heroes with that initial splash.
And then Lycan actually got the fight he wanted there. He ran in the back, killed the Disruptor, took him out of the fight, and then just ran away. And that's exactly what Lycan wants to do. And so that whole fight, like going high ground and allowing Vici to get the fight that they need, suddenly things will look a lot different. Kunkka's actually going back for a Halberd, which I think will be a very big deal against pretty much, like, obviously Razor's second in the net worth, but I look at this much more like a solo core troll at the end of the day.
I mean, it's looking that way now, isn't it? But that's also like the reso factor.
Yeah, he itemized and playstyle-wise definitely built to play like this. And Yawar just has like a lot of utility. I don't know if I necessarily like the Lincolns on Yawar. I feel like a problem with a hero like Razor is him just getting ignored. I would have much more like maybe the Shivas or something
Shivas,
like that to
AC.
just disrupt the fight. Yeah.
I really like Shivas personally.
He had it queued up, and then he went back for the Lincolns. Kind of surprising because I feel like if he gets Fiend's Grip during BKB, that's good, in my opinion. I don't think that they're upset about that, so kind of interesting. Maybe he just wanted the high ground siege to give it to the troll, but that's a lot of gold for that utility. Lycan almost has that AC complete. Initiation has the Fiend's Grip full duration. Lincoln's was popped, and he's just dead. Gets the BKB off before the Torrent combo hits. Clockwork caught in the Disruptor ulti, but he is under the effect of the Glimmer Cape, I believe.
And the Crimson Guard, yeah, he's super tanky.
And they're going to look to re-engage here. They have everything but the boat and the Fiend. Actually, they just can't fight with the Troll. He has no BKB. And Beastmaster's going to go down. Lycan has free roam of the fight, but they're just going to turn this into a tier 2. Roche is still not alive for a couple of minutes, so that's not going to be on the table for them. But Beastmaster no buyback, Troll no BKB. They still have DP ultimate.
Yep, Shiva's now up on him as well. Ice Ogre armor as well. The effect of that cannot be understated, especially when you consider how much physical damage coming out from the VGJ.Storm side.
And how kiteable Troll is as well.
Yeah. Troll just being forced to buy too many items in this game. He's going to buy Satanic next, but he still needs, like, I feel like he still needs mobility. He needs some method of, like, gaining entrance.
Doesn't matter how much damage you do if you ain't hitting anybody. That's how I look at it. Yeah, Blink might be the highest damage item he could buy.
Ooh, bounty.
But at this stage, a little awkward.
Gold for my chest.
He's just, like, chasing around. TP's to Shrine. Kind of ineffectual. Kunkka farming. He's going to go BKB next item. He finished the Halberd, as you said.
I can't emphasize enough. I love that purchase. They know that Troll's like, if they just remove Troll from the fight, then they have no threat of damage.
Not to mention the passive evasion, the fact that Troll can't really buy an MKB because he's committing.
He has to itemize for himself as a solo core. You can't itemize to counter others.
Exactly. The Crimson Guard on the clock. I mean, Vici might just not take any damage. It's the problem. And
Troll does not scale well in games like this. They do have the kite, and once he runs out of BKB, he is dealt with. They have so many just random stuns on the ground between the Clockwork and the Kunkka. Even just the Bane Nightmare is super obnoxious. Double damage on Kunkka. Might see some big crits coming out, but no Roche for now. We'll find out in just a few seconds. Leshrac still doing Leshrac things. Has the Aeon Disc, and oh, will he one-shot the Disruptor? Oh, okay, he was barely out of range there. But they do find the Kunkka. Glimmer Cape. That's the problem with these heroes like Trolls. You're 6 slot. You can't afford to have dust on your hero, so no longer do you
Fenrir, hello? DPL popped as well. Big silence. Big ultimate as well onto the Clockwork. There's a huge Razor Drain, 122 damage right now. He's going to kill this Clockwork as well. But look at Troll's HP. But the Satanic keeping him up kills all of the Necro Books and the HOD creep. Roar onto the Lycan as well. A big crit again. Razor so low. The Kunkka doing so much damage. The disarm onto the Troll. A big double stun from MSS though. If he can get in here on Troll, he's going to clean up one. Big Torrent. DP pops the Aether Lens or whatever the hell it's called. Razor linking onto the Kunkka, but so much damage popping out. This DP ultimate is just cleaning house.
Or whatever it is called. Indeed. That was like these long fights with DP Ultimate going, you're just going to have more damage. Like eventually the BKBs run out. Obviously the ult goes through BKBs, but now you're suddenly able to crowd control them. Has the Octarine core for the lower cooldown on all of his items as well as his ultimate. DP, these are the kind of games that DP is incredibly scary. They are able to force fights now with the late game scaling that they have on their heroes, and this troll BKB is just diminishing. And outside of BKB, he gets halberded, he gets just randomly crowd controlled, and even though he has a Lincoln's, that was only good when the BKB was relevant, but outside of BKB, that Lincoln's doesn't do anything.
Nope.
And no buyback on Troll, highest net worth hero. They're just going to walk into Roche. No DP ultimate. Lycan's alive in 10, so he'll be able to help them out with that. Has the AC complete. He's all their physical damage at this current moment.
That's my problem with BKB Lincolns on these carry heroes, especially when you're responsible for dealing like almost all your team's damage in the late game. It's just 2 item slots. And then you have a Satanic.
If something goes wrong, like it's like one of the, I feel like it's kind of all in because you go for that one fight where they can't do anything to you, but if they do win a fight, suddenly, like you said, you have no damage. And now they have Refresher Shard on the DP, Aegis on the Kunkka, who has a BKB, fresh 10 seconds. DP hasn't even built one yet, neither has Lycan, so if they elect to go for these late game BKBs, if they have to, like, just fresh BKBs compared to the 5-second of the Troll and the, let's see, the 7-second BKB on the Razor.
Yep. Man, this DP Paparazzi is just actually so farmed. A Refresher Shard on the Death Prophet. This is your go time. 39 minutes into the game, 1K advantage. No tier 3s down, but all of the towers taken off the map. AC on Lycan. Glimmer on the Bane. Kunkka with the Shadow Blade, of course. The Halberd and the Daedalus. He's going to go for another Daedalus, it appears, but I hope that switches up to a Rapier. BKB Necro 3 on the Beastmaster. I'm not sure I agree with those choices. Once again, there's 0 mobility items on VGJ.Storm, and I feel like that's hurting them.
They're also limiting, they're limited on like team items. They don't have, like, every hero kind of built for themselves. The Lincoln's on the Razor, the Lincoln's BKB on the Troll. Like, you're seeing all these like ACs, Shivas coming out from VG. They have the Medallion, the Glimmer. Like, they have the boat buff that can't be underestimated. The Crimson Guard. Like, these little things really tilt the damage balance in these fights. In these long drawn out fights, suddenly, like, one team's able to tank through all the damage while the other one cannot. And I don't know, I feel like a little bit too much selfishness this game from the item builds of VGJ, but in no way are they out of it. But this fighting into Refresher Shard, Aegis on the side of VG is quite difficult. DP, one of the strongest heroes in the game, with that Refresher Shard.
Fenrir Glimmer Caping, trying to catch the Beastmaster.
He also has a level 25 on DP for the haste on the Exorcism. So we're going to be almost impossible to lock him down. Their only actual stun is Beastmaster Roar, followed up by Leshrac stun. And that should not be enough time to burst the DP.
1167 crit Mori there.
And he's almost to level 25, which gives you that 50% Tidebringer cleave, which is no joke.
What? Just 50% more damage on the Tidebringer?
Yeah, so if it says 1160, it does like 1700.
Jeez.
Yeah, I remember there was, though, one game, I think it was like Miracle or something, that just like got a triple kill on a creep wave when they were pushing, and he got like a 2000 crit, and then it hit for 3100 damage.
Not bad.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. That like, I think is that talent alone, along with the level 10 talent, is what enables Kunkka to scale into this stage into the game as a core.
When he gets 40 damage at level 10, that's quite a chunk of change.
Top lane,
oh, whoops.
Tried to cancel the TP on Lanham, but
yeah. You can consider a Demon Edge is 2200 gold. 40 damage is effectively worth like 2100 in just raw damage output.
And it's even more on a hero that hits everybody.
And you get a level 10 when you're now with this, what, like 7,000? Something like that?
Yep. And it's a farming steroid for a hero like, I mean, right clicks alone on these type of heroes, but he hits every creep with it, so it's almost like adding it to a nuke rather than just the right clicks.
MSS and No Man's Land.
This is space if I've ever seen it. Eon Disc to buy more space.
You got at least like a couple seconds. Not bad. Blink finished on the Beast, so we have a little bit of mobility. Troll going for a Scotty.
I feel like it's too little too late on these type of Beast, like the Blink Dagger on Beastmaster items. Yeah, they have the Disruptor for the reach, but they need to, like, I think if they had the Blink on Beastmaster Troll, these fights are just so much better, easier to play.
Yep. But as you said, I think it might just be like too late at this point for it to matter because they're going to be having the fights taken to them as soon as Vici can get the lanes into the proper position.
Well, I just think the BKBs are too short, as well as the fact that now they have these Crimson Guards, the Halberds, these type of items that can stall out that initial jump from VGJ. And
These are such strange items. Yawar has a Daedalus.
what? Okay, and he has a Satanic queued up.
I don't mind it. I just feel like I think Butterfly would have potentially been better in this game.
I just feel like he just needed to run into fights and be chaos with the Shivas and Blink, maybe even like a Blink Dagger of his own, something like that. Like just.
I love Blink Dagger.
Yeah, especially with the Shivas on Razor. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like his build's kind of like a little bit of everything, and it doesn't make sense to me honestly. But he does have the Blink Dagger on Clockwork, looking for the hook initiation, gets glimpsed on the Lycan TP. And they're just looking to disengage. Lycan ulti deployed. He does have the Centaur creep and doesn't quite get it off. Fake hype right there.
Oh, the question is, do you look to pressure or not? You get an X. Forces the BKB.
Is that his 10-second BKB?
Yeah, it is.
Wow. That is not a feels-good way to pop that BKB. And Aegis is out, but they still have the Refresher Shard as well as the Cheese. I think the Aegis was actually like the least important part of this.
Top tower is under attack.
And I think all VGJ can do is like try to force reactions in other lanes, but they push so fast with Lycan DP. And I like the fact that the rest of VG is actually just hunting, looking for the Beastmaster.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Lycan actually TP'd mid, no BKB.
Radiant's top
Gets the
tower
roar off,
is
but
under
the
attack.
counter initiation with the sleep into the boat brings down the full duration Fiend's Grip onto the Beastmaster. Gets glimpsed on the DP back to top lane. And that looks to be all she wrote, but it just looks like it's getting harder and harder for VGJ. They're suddenly playing this kite game, split pushing game, and I mean, at the end of the day, you have to fight them eventually, I feel like.
Yep.
Oh, the 70 move. Is that 70 move speed on Bane? 75, wow.
Ooh, over the enfeeble damage reduction, though. I'm not sure I agree with
Against Troll, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's real good. You reduce Troll's damage by like 220, he kind of just starts tickling.
Yeah, he only hits for 323. Close.
Interesting to see what he drops. He has a Yasha, the Troll does, but I think he's going to go sell it for this Nullifier, which he just completed. But again, still no actual initiation. That's what I'm concerned about, is the Troll isn't ever going to be able to go
It's
on
really
top
hard
of
to
target.
walk in against these heroes. Clockwork, the Kunkka, the Clock, or the Bane, I mean.
Wages of fear.
I do like this Boots of Travel on Lycan. I feel like it's kind of his job to get the lanes out and then show up to these fights. So I do like that build. Misses the hook onto MSS, doing the disco on the way out, but they'll still catch him with that Blink Dagger. Who needs a ultimate when you just have a Blink Dagger?
I'm still chasing down MSS. He's going to go down again.
And he's just dead. He's a lot of net worth on their side.
Oh, yeah.
He's he's a lot of lane threat. I mean, at the end of the day, he's basically a 4th core. I know he's only 7th on the net worth, but that's not just a support at the end of the day. And Clockwork is working on it. I mean, look how tanky he is. 3,600 health on the clock, and that is insane.
Man, I hope somebody pushes somewhere sometime soon.
This game's so exciting. What do you mean? They do miss the X onto the Kunkka, or onto the Razor, because it's blocked by the Lincolns. It's definitely one of those games that's kind of just a stalemate in terms of both teams have a tough time ending because both teams have such immense push threat that both teams have to respond to the other. Gets the Arcane Rune stolen, has the hook to cancel a TP if he elects to go for it, so they have the full duration Fiend's Grip again, and VGJ is just bleeding kills if they manage to get this, but the Cogs actually working against them in this case. Spirit Vessel does cancel the blink, netted up, and he's actually just going to walk away. The Cogs effectively, would you say that was a Cog block?
Next Roche in a minute, but I've seen this story before. And oh wow. I think this Troll's just dead.
You not beacon me?
He
used it last minute.
That's a big death. That's a not meaningful ultimate either because you still have the refresher shard, so you can just keep going. The wave's already in, you're hasted, you actually can force buyback here. Remember, third Roche is going to spawn in maybe 45 seconds, so even if you have to refresher shard, ulti
He just moved
again,
in his inventory already.
Yeah. You have no fear about just using 2, because you can get at least a Rex here for sure, or you're forcing buyback.
And Lanham has a cheese now, so he has effectively 6,000 health. And DP, I mean, Troll popped his BKB at the end of that kill, so it's on cooldown for another 50 seconds. You cannot fight, period. You just cannot fight. They should, I think they should, they're just popping another ult, like you said. And this is DP about the most straightforward high ground sieger in the game.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Troll does not want to buy back because he does not have that BKB available.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
This fight, I think you might have just let it go. 1 Rax is no big deal, but the question is, do they push for 2? I think that if you're Vici, you can. But remember, Roche is going to be up. So if you're VGJ now, you need to make plays as your Troll respawns. Get the Aegis if at all possible. The X back, well played. There's the Kunkka against Disruptor like you talked about in the pregame.
Having these late game counters is such a huge deal.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you eliminate their primary way of dragging you out of position, that's just such a... makes it so much easier to play the game.
Rock it on.
And
Really
Roche
does.
is up, DD conveniently there. Seems like that happens way often, more often than it should. Double runes spawning. These runes can definitely change the game at this stage. Takes the double damage on Lycan. And DP has a Lotus Orb of her own. I mean, the Static Link, the Beastmaster Roar. So many ways of countering the plays of VGJ, and they also can remove the Nullifier from any of his teammates, which could be relevant.
Possibly.
Maybe. Oh, Roar onto the mid lane. It has the DD, but I mean, doesn't protect you from death, and he could buy back. I doubt they give up this Roshan, way too important. Lanham's actually getting caught out himself, buys back immediately on the Lycan. He's getting gone on, has the cheese, may need to pop it, but chooses to hold on to it. Torrent Bow combo completely whiffs. And now Kunkka
he
blinks
misses
in.
the cleave. Cleave top instead of bottom. Snaking gets hooked. He has BKB. Cheese pop by Lanham. They're actually going to kill Bane right away. Aeon disc popped. 11 in a lot of trouble too. They can stick on Ori. Oh my god, this Troll's just bashing everybody. He's now just dead. Wait, what? What?
That Kunkka brought them all down again with a crit. Like, their health just goes away. It's too much damage from one hit.
All right, well, they're all back.
And they have to deal with bottom
Time to
lane
go.
first. They still have... Oh, no, DP ult's actually expiring. Lycan damage is enough, but they can't obviously walk
Now,
in
you
with
need
all
to
these
get this
buybacks.
Aegis now if you're VGJ. 100%.
They've invested so much into these buybacks, and
What did I miss? Am I like that tired? 'Cause I was like, oh, wow, VGJ's crushing this fight, and then
the
all of a
Kunkka
sudden they were
cleave.
dead.
There's just
Was
one
just
Kunkka
one
hit.
Kunkka
Yeah,
cleave?
I mean, he has the 50%.
I didn't see it, yeah.
He has the 50% bonus. It just hit it hit like, the Razor literally lost like 2/3 of his health to
I don't even know what you itemize for because like you actually can't do anything.
You really can't. Like, it's pure damage. And they end up going on the Clockwork. They have the Nullifier. He's actually going to go down, and he buys back immediately. DP ult deployed again. Lycan have to ulti to run away, but the DP Eon Disc is popped, but he still will lifesteal from the Spirit Siphons. They have the damage. They have the Nullifier, so he can't, but he is still hasted, so he can just
DD
walk
Kunkka.
away. And the cleave.
This is gonna. Here it comes.
I'm looking for
Here
it.
it comes. Get ready.
Epic. He actually just 3-shots this Razor, but DP's actually forced to retreat, barely living on virtually no health, and I don't know what's happening.
Dude, I don't even know. I have no idea what's going on in this game anymore. I
feel like every team that should be winning the fight isn't winning the fight.
Yeah, I wish I had known that this is how it would end up because I would have just taken a nap for the first from like 10 to 20 minutes and I'd be ready to go right now.
Yeah, I would have covered for you.
DP blinks, just TP's in mid. I mean, the Roche is the key. Like, you use so many buybacks. Lesh has no buyback. Disruptor has no buyback. Like, VGJ is actually in a really tough spot right now. The Death Prophet is so far. They're so farmed on VG. Wasn't Troll, like, 7K ahead of the game at a point? Oh, Bane Grip on the side. That's Troll with no buyback. That's a dead Troll with no buyback. That's a walk down mid-win game. I mean, you're not really in a rush, actually. You can just get this refresher shard
Roche
instead.
takes, like, 20 seconds max. That's an ancient camp for a death this late in the game. I mean, you just can't farm near the enemy's objective. That's just to put it simply. That's where they're going to go is Roshan. They need to, like, that's the main objective in this game. So if you're going to farm there and you're alone, you're just going to run into the enemy team at some point, and that was just high risk play. And Snaking actually gets a pick up on Fenrir, but does that really mean anything? Oh my god. That hurts to watch.
Somebody's got to give cheese to this Kunkka in a second. I'm sure that'll happen. Oh my goodness.
Almost brings him down during the BKB.
Top shrine is under attack.
He might just X himself in TP if he has it, but he actually he doesn't have TP for another 15 seconds. Beastmaster does have buyback, but no BKB on Razor, no buyback on Troll. Bottom lane's already pushed in. Kunkka is just running back to base, actually.
Yeah, he has bots, I think. He just come right back in as soon as he spawns.
Yeah, but DP ult will be down, and so will Lycan ulti. They have the glimpse, has no X with him, or the BKB is not even up yet. And he's actually just dead. Okay.
Okay.
I thought for sure game was over when the Troll
Yeah,
died with no buyback.
but now Lycan's dead with no buyback, so...
VGJ does have to respond to their base at some point.
Hang on, they might get a glimpse here, too.
Has been killed.
They're going to get a glimpse here on this Death Prophet. He has Aegis, keep in mind, though. In the mid lane, grip onto the Razor as well. He's in a lot of trouble. Holy shit, the Bane and the Clock are just taking him down. Silence on top, but this Razor is so low, he's going to die to the Super Urn of the Brain
1 second
Sap.
cooldown on BKB when he goes down.
Lesh is going to die, too. He has no BKB either. Or, sorry, no buyback. He's dead. Or he's beyond godlike. Urn's coming out. Creeps are already in base, so they can just keep hustling all the way down mid if they need to.
And is there the refresher shard available, or did he already popped it for that, I guess, on the DP?
Yeah, but he has Aegis.
Yeah, I mean, they don't care, but does not have...
Middle tower
I mean, they don't have Lycan, so they don't really have tower damage without this DP ult. And Troll is a lot... Oh, well, they have a lot of cleave damage coming out from Ori. I have to believe they're going to try to end here, but based on this game so far, maybe not. Clockwork does get X marks the spot back to base. Still doesn't have that Ags. Does have.
Do you know Lycan doesn't have BKB?
Yeah, I know. I said he has no BKB when he got X'd, or glimpsed, I mean.
Now he's got one. There we go. There we go. He hurt us.
Yeah, a little late.
Great job.
It's fine.
54 minute, 18 second. I mean, I understand why he wouldn't get one, but I think at a certain point, you know, maybe before the halberd or something. There's the refresher shard.
Oh, they did have the refresher shard.
Yeah.
He didn't have, oh, he has an orb. He has a refresher orb he purchased, actually. He got X'd. He TP'd back to base, got X'd, and then brought the refresher orb. And there's an Arcanine if they ever go for it bottom, but probably won't see it. No Razor for 45. Troll and Beastmaster, they just can't do anything here. Too many counter initiations and saves coming out from VG. Lycan will have bots when he's up. And this is probably just Megas.
Possibly. I think they back
Are they
here.
actually going to... They're going to give it... Okay. They're going to play it safe. I mean, got to keep us in suspense. It wouldn't be fun if the game were ending right now.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
All right. I mean, something for a couple of panelists complained about is that Vici Gaming typically just drags out games for what feels like a lot longer than they need to go. This one, I think, is a little debatable, but I would argue that when you know Razor and Lesh have no buybacks, maybe you want to have more of a killer instinct, especially when you consider that no matter how far ahead you get, you're really just 1 or 2 cores death without a buyback from losing the game, just because of the nature of the VGJ draft. They just do so much building damage at a certain point.
And they can just march down a lane as long as you have 1 hero dead even.
This is really smart, though. They needed to clear out enemy vision, so they immediately send the Lesh with the gem out and about.
They might see this Arcanine Rune for the DP, but... might be too late. Just check it. Nope.
Yeah, just pop mid by the Kunkka. Super simple.
They do see the Arcane Rune. 9 seconds left on it. They're going to get it, and the DP ult's up in 20 seconds. They're going to smoke with this Arcane Rune. And they're going to wait for the next rune as well. And the Invis Rune. The value.
That's the right play. Just kill a shrine. See, is there anything else? Like, no one can really buy anything. They're all essentially 6 slotted. Ag is up on the clock. Kunkka double dataless. He can buy a rapier later if he needs to.
It heals like the salt sea air.
Right, Fiend's Grip's now 12 seconds thanks to the talent from Bane at level 25. That'll be interesting.
DP still has this Arcane Rune. Might as well pop this ultimate, I believe, with the Arcane Rune. And that's going to have a 40-second downtime.
Yep. Still Aegis up for a few more, for actually 9 seconds, then Aegis will fade. It's not a realistic thing. Oh, blink in from the Beastmaster. Right on top of the Kunkka. Kunkka's actually going to get slept. He might survive. No, he actually gets double roared. That's a refresher roar. Kunkka's going to buy back. He's got bots to come back in. Razor's going to chase out the Clockwork. There comes the Kunkka. If you kill the Kunkka, that could be the game. The grip onto the troll. He is immediately dead. No buyback for 30 seconds. In the meantime, Beastmaster's chased all the way back to base. He will not have a buyback either, I don't believe. He's going to try and salve inside, but no. He is dead. Razor gets his Lincolns canceled, I believe. Why he still has Lincolns, I don't know.
I think that was a big mistake. These item purchases, they do end up GGing out. VGJ looked good at the start of the game, but I think they were not playing to win, baby.
No, they were trying not to lose.
Baby.
Felt like both teams could have probably done more things. What those things are, I can't really tell you. I don't honestly know.
You're at that stage in the night for yourself that it's been a long day. 20 hours of travel. I had to wake up and drive a couple hours.
Yeah, we should take some Twitter questions, though, or we can continue with the post-game analysis. But in truth, it really just felt like both teams just kind of using stuff. Like they were just running at each other at points. And then they were like, hey, it's Roche. We should probably go kill the big monkey guy in the pit and get his stuff.
So, let's look. Yeah, now
I agree. What I mean? Like, ooh.
That was a doozy. That game was a marathon. Thank God we know how to last.
It's all about the stamina.
Yep. And a Dota at its finest. But so some quick Twitter questions. I have a good one for you. What do you think of good players stuck in the trench?
What does that mean?
Like if you're a high-skill player that's stuck in 3K because of their teammates.
Isn't that kind of an oxymoron? That's like some guy saying, I don't know, like I'm really smart, but I keep failing all my tests.
Yeah, I always love those questions because I never know if the person's in denial or they're like, they actually feel like.
I don't understand. Why don't I have any money? All I'm doing is eating out every day and buying designer clothing. Like, why can't I just be better at saving
Why can't
money?
I save money?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on the changes of the bounty runes? Does this make Alk actually useless?
I mean, who cares about Alchemist?
That's what I think
Why
people overreact. The hero wasn't even in the meta.
Yeah,
if he was good before that. But I think the bounty rune change is very significant, more so to the laning stage. Like, you literally just camp the lane now. You have no reason to leave. I feel like a lot of engagements were around the bounty runes at like 2 minutes and 4 minutes.
I think it makes the late game map control more important. I think certain elements of the game, like it really in my eyes just boosts wave clear even more. Like you just have to kill waves and just control the map. I like it in a way because it gives you more incentive to control the map for certain timings, like the catapult wave, bounty rune. So go
at the same time now.
Exactly. And it just sort of sets you up. So okay, we're gonna get the bounty runes, guys. Then we're gonna look to push and go use our spells, even since we have map control. That was something that I felt like was missing in that last game we watched, where it didn't really feel like. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, it's such a weird game whenever Kunkka's involved, I feel. When a Kunkka's that farmed, like I'm watching the fight thinking VGJ is playing really well, and it's going good for them, and all of a sudden 3 of them are dead, and I'm just like, wait, what'd I miss? I don't know.
That's Kunkka for you, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like I don't know if my camera control's good or something. Like, I'm just missing
I think it's the map
something.
awareness.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely took...
I'll teach you while I'm here. We got a week or so. I'll rub off on you.
At this point, I'm pretty sure were I to go drive a car, I would fail a sobriety test. Because I am... I'm not passing out. I don't know if it's a boring game or something like that, but maybe it's because I'm just repeating it. It's like when you get highway hypnosis, right? And you're like driving and you just keep seeing the white lines. It's like Vici Gaming versus Vici Gaming, Jeremy, Jack, Lynn, Storm, VGJ or VG. And then just... over and over.
It all blurs together at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's all foggy. But then let's go ahead and we'll answer some more Twitter questions.
Sure. What's up?
Let's see here. We have either of you tried out the roll queue, and what are your thoughts on it? Last TI tested the seasonal MMR, and that has since made it into the game.
I tried it out, and I couldn't get a game for 20 minutes, so then I queued regular and got a game in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
that was my experience.
It took me a little while to get a game, and then for me, I got like a 5K average. Like it was like a 5.8K average MMR.
Oh, that sounds good. So it was a bit out of your league then. You were
it was a little too high for me. I was like these guys.
Did you queue for support?
Yeah, I queued for support. That's the only thing I can play in that tier because I don't know what I'm doing at the end of the day. I just feel like it's a system that if it was refined, it would be really good for the game. But if you're dividing the player base, especially at the highest MMRs, nobody's going to find a game. And if they do find a game, it's going to be
like there's been like +5s and -40s in terms of the MMR. So
Really?
I think it's just a rough system so far.
That's actually the worst. That's terrible.
Yeah.
So if you get some guy throwing your game, he can throw your game for 45.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
time.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
great.
that's just nobody likes that. At the end of the day, it's like I don't know. I don't think it was a good idea for them to put in the battle pass. Like stuff like that should just be part of the game rather than Dota Plus. You pay for it, but it doesn't actually change the game. But Roll Queue, completely different game mode, different entirely. So it doesn't really matter at the brackets of MMR that there's just thousands of people playing. But at the highest bracket, it doesn't make any sense. Let's see. We're both good bench warmers. Somebody gave us that comment. Thank you, thank you.
Hey, man, 6th man of the year right here.
What will it take to make Ember viable? He got armor. Is he a safe laner now?
I think Ember already is viable. You see
Yeah,
the
we
right
saw him
games
today.
for it. Yeah.
I think he's just incredibly situational. He's a weak laner in regards to like certain matchups. He can't handle these aggressive dual lanes that like the Beastmaster Skywraths and anything like that. So in this current meta, when all these openings are like that, these heroes they just have those as their weaknesses, and you can't pick them. So. Like you said, if the hero can't hit creeps, doesn't matter what it does later if you lose the landing stage so poorly. Except for in this game, apparently, because Razor was doubling Kunkka's level pretty much.
Yeah, but he actually had such an incredible game, all things considered.
Yeah, he recovered really well, and at the end of the day, 50% Tidebringer cleave, 1,700 damage crits, a lot of damage. Let's see. Last question. You want to pick it?
Sure. Let me, there we go. I just had to make sure I joined lobby because I would totally forget otherwise.
I'll join for whoever is replacing me.
Yeah. Dota toggle. I'm gonna use this real quick, whatever that is. Dota toggle assisted camera operator. That was what I saw the obs using. It's a great command. I'm gonna get that in there. Regarding what are your tips for keeping it PMA, BSJ?
What are your tips for keeping it PMA? My main tip is first off I try to like mentally reset after like every game. I feel like if I'm going into the next game thinking about the last one, I'm just gonna mess up even more. But secondly, I think it's the hardest thing, but something I've been working on is I just try to focus on what I have to do in the game. Because at the end of the day, you want to rely on your teammates. You want them to do what needs to be done. But even at the highest bracket, you just have unreliable players that sometimes just don't even want to win. So you need to think, what is your job to win, and just do it. And it's easier said than done. But we're all about keeping it PMA, keeping it BSJ.
You know what I'm all about, though?
PMA?
Keeping it Kyle.
Keeping it Kyle. Yeah, I should keep it if I change my name to keeping it BSJ, that
you're just biting. You can't do that.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
I'm trying too hard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can keep it PMA, you can keep it BSJ. Those can be your hashtags.
Yeah, but it can't be in the it can't
exactly,
be it can't be my handle.
Indeed.
Opposing too much.
You could actually name it like the fresh dude. I think could be a great Twitter name for you.
I do hang out with the freshest dudes at the chillest restaurants.
And with that, I think we're gonna call an end to the not even the end of the stream, but we're gonna go on break.
And we have
I don't know what happens.
But we have Mineski Secret, right?
Yeah.
So that will be our next series. Probably looks like nobody's in the lobby yet, so probably 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go take a power nap or something.
Power nap for Kyle, and we'll see you guys
Indeed.
for the next series.
Until next time, in 10 minutes.